Commander Sarah Chun stood before the massive viewscreen aboard the UES Retribution, watching the amber sun of the Kepler 442 system grow larger with each passing hour. Behind her, the bridge crew worked in grim silence, their faces illuminated by the cold blue glow of tactical displays showing the positions of humanity's first interstellar war fleet. It had been 3 months since Ambassador David Rodriguez's body was returned to Earth in 17 pieces, each one bearing the ritualistic scarification marks of the Vortak Empire. The alien species had invited humanity to their homeworld under the pretense of establishing diplomatic relations, only to perform what their xenobiologists later identified as a ceremonial torture execution reserved for beings they deemed inferior parasites. The Vortak had made a grave miscalculation. They assumed that humanity, being confined to a single solar system, would cower in fear at their display of superiority. Instead, they had awakened something far more dangerous than they could comprehend. Admiral Marcus Webb's voice crackled through the comm system from the flagship's war room. All ships, maintain formation. We enter Vortak space in 47 minutes. Chan turned to her tactical officer, Lieutenant Park, whose fingers danced across holographic controls. Status report on the Prometheus weapons? All systems green, Commander. The nanite warheads are primed and synchronized across the fleet. Park's voice carried a mixture of professional detachment and barely contained rage that had become common among the crew since Rodriguez's death. The Prometheus project had been humanity's most classified military research, self-replicating nanomachines designed to dismantle enemy technology at the molecular level. Originally intended as a defensive measure against potential alien threats, the program had been accelerated and weaponized in the wake of the ambassador's murder. Dr. Elena Vasquez, the fleet's chief xenobiologist, approached Chun with a data pad clutched in her trembling hands. She had been Rodriguez's colleague and friend, one of the few humans who had actually believed in peaceful coexistence with alien species. Commander, I finished analyzing the Vortak communication we intercepted yesterday, Vasquez said, her voice hoarse from days of minimal sleep. They're calling what they did to David a cleansing ritual. They believe they were purifying the galaxy by eliminating what they see as a contamination. Chen's jaw tightened. The Vortak's supremacist ideology wasn't entirely surprising. Humanity had encountered similar thinking throughout its own history. What infuriated her was their assumption that Earth would simply accept the brutal execution of its representative. Any word on their defensive capabilities? Chen asked. Their energy shields are impressive, but they rely heavily on crystalline technology. The nanites should be able to adapt and overcome their defenses within hours of deployment. The view screen suddenly filled with the image of Vortak Prime, a world of towering spires and geometric cities that seemed to grow from the planet's purple-hued surface like metallic fungi. It was beautiful in an alien way, but Chun felt no appreciation for its aesthetic qualities. Incoming transmission from the surface, reported Communications Officer Torres. A holographic figure materialized before them. Tall, insectoid, with 4 arms and compound eyes that reflected light like fractured mirrors. High Executor Zacth, the same being who had personally overseen Rodriguez's torture. Primitive mammals. The alien's voice buzzed through the universal translator. You dare approach our sacred world? You should be grateful we returned your contaminated flesh at all. Chun stepped forward, her voice steady and cold. High Executor, I am Commander Sarah Chun of the United Earth Space Force. You murdered our ambassador in violation of every principle of civilized contact. We're here to ensure it never happens again. The Vortak's mandibles clicked in what their intelligence suggested was amusement. You cannot threaten the chosen of the cosmos. Your species will be cleansed, as is our divine mandate. Then you've made your choice, Chun replied, nodding to Lieutenant Park. Across the human fleet, launch tubes opened like the mouths of sleeping giants. Hundreds of Prometheus warheads streaked toward the planet, their nanite payloads beginning to replicate even before impact. The Vortak's energy shields flared brilliantly as the first wave struck, but within minutes, the molecular disassembly had begun. Humanity had indeed answered with war, and the galaxy would learn that some species should never be underestimated.